Intel Electronics presents the Intellivision Gamer.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Intellivision Show, episode 33. I'm your host, the Intellivision Gamer. I'm welcoming you to the show, and what we have for you today is some cool stuff, a little bit different out of the normal. So we're going to have a 500 sub giveaway video. You guys are going to see it first. I'm going to be posting it very soon. We'll talk about that in a minute. We're also going to have Caleb and Russ on to talk about the Intellivision MCP, what it is, what it does, what it costs, where you can get it. We're also going to have Caleb on for a show and tell after that. And he's going to tell us and show us all about a show that he was at on Saturday that he is a part of. And that is also with Ed from Opcode Games and Tim Duarte. I know there's others involved too. Those are the three names that I know. So we'll see all about that. We're going to have a video update from Marlbsmann on his Intellivision show. A lot of you guys are coming in. Some people aren't even lurking. Isn't that right, Roger? Nice to see you here early on, buddy. We're also going to have the rest of the show. We have a little bit of news. We're going to talk about a few different things. We're going to have a mail call. I think I've got 4 things down there to show you guys. We're going to have a homebrew highlight on Intellivania. So we're going to show you all about that. Before we get started, please give the show a like. If you're new here, welcome, and please consider subbing, as I do post Intellivision content usually daily. So we'll get into that, another thing in a minute here. So let's go ahead and before I get started, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and now on Discord under the same name, the Intellivision Gamer. So let's welcome everyone in chat. We've already got a lot of you guys already in here. Benville was first. Happy Labor Day, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. Chris Walker is working on a game. He's going to be in and out. Welcome. Cyrus Super Mega Graphics 64. He wants 500 sub sandwiches. I don't think I have close to that many subs, but I don't think I have that many people watching tonight. I might have a few left over. I am hungry, though. I scarfed a few like pastry things and a peanut butter granola bar right before I went on, so my stomach shouldn't be growling by the end. The wife is working today of all days. They needed her, and I took the day off to stay with the kids. So she's going to be off here in about 30 minutes, and she's bringing the kids dinner, so I didn't have to worry about that tonight, luckily. Who else do we have in here? EE Buckeye, welcome, welcome. If you guys haven't noticed, we are back on StreamYard, and I'm able to throw up the comments. Kurt Bradshaw, he was Happy Labor Day, and he was at the Lake of Ozarks in Missouri. That sounds like a lot of fun. I stayed home with the kids today and got some stuff done and just relaxed while getting paid still. Who else is in here? Pierre, welcome, Pierre. Good to see you. Lassie, good to see you again, sir. Code, monsieur. Yeah, hello from Georgia. And Rick, welcome, sir, welcome. Roger Matthews. Usually he lurks for a while. Good to see you, Roger. My Drunk Sibling. Here is a channel that I love to watch. If you guys, I'm sure you guys know about him if you watch me. They have a few drinks and they play classic games. And it's hilarious to watch the banter back and forth, and you get to watch them play a classic game. We all love that. So if you do not know about them already, go check out what they're about. Give them a sub. Watch some of their videos. I find them hilarious, and I will see them both at PRGE the end of the month. Looking forward to having a meal or two with them. David, welcome. Salvatore, someone else I'm going to see at PRGE in a few more weeks. I'll try to talk briefly about PRGE at some point. Hopefully I don't forget. I don't have too much to say yet, but just a little bit about what I'm going to do. I don't think I've missed anyone. I believe that's all of you guys. All right, so quick show update. So we talked about that 500 sub giveaway. So what I'm going to do, I just shot the video, just a short little like 1 minute long thing. Hopefully that works out okay. I'm going to show it to you guys a little bit later here on the show. That's going to post up sometime tonight to the next day or two. I'm not sure yet. I'm really close to 500 subs. I've about 17 away. So I'm kind of excited to reach that first marker. I'm already well on my way to 4,000 watch hours, which is pretty good for a small channel, but I need to hit that 500 sub mark. So I'm going to do a giveaway. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you guys a video. I don't want to talk too much about it. We're going to give it away on the wheel spin, and everyone who enters will have their name on a wheel, and I will send you guys a copy of a game. Now, we recently did one, and we'll get into that in a minute. So, channel update. So, if you guys, anyone noticed, I moved to one gameplay video a day. I was doing 2 a day, one homebrew, one original 125 game. Man, that's been rough. If you guys have noticed, I haven't even been posting the homebrew highlight games. I haven't even taken those pictures. I need to get back into that. Yeah, if it was Spiker Michael, it would be the BSR version. Definitely, I only have one of them. I'm definitely not giving that one away. But it will be a very cool game that most people will like. I'll show you guys in a minute. I moved to one video a day, which I already have a week's done in reserve. I'm going to try to get like the whole month done in the next week. I'm going to be gone for 3 days at PRGE later this month. Yeah, but if it was the Arabic version, that would be pretty cool, Roger. That would be. And you yourself would be wanting that one. So anyway, I'm trying to watch chat as I talk. I keep seeing stuff. I do have 3 of those, Rick. But yeah, it won't be that one either. Anyway, I went to one gameplay video a day. I'm going to alternate days. So one day it's going to be a homebrew. The next day it's going to be original 125 game and so forth. We'll go back and forth that way. That's going to give me a little more time to do everything else I should be doing. And I'll be able to queue these up quite a bit into the future. I'd like to have a few weeks kind of there. That way, whenever I get busy at home, there's times I'm staying up really late or not going somewhere so I can make these out. And I want to do 1 a day is a good number. I'm already seeing that. So we are about 94 in. Not all of them are posted yet, but I've got 94 of the original 125 gameplay videos already done. So we're getting good. Once I'm done with that, I'll focus on the homebrew and then ROM-only games, as I've told you guys before. I'll show you guys that official video a little bit later in the show. Let me catch up on chat here. Everyone's saying hi. And yes, very sad. Papa Pete won't be there this year. Neither will Mike's Gaming Gala, but there will be a few other faces that I have not met in person. Jesse from Ivory Tower Collections, he's going to be there this year. I know I'm missing a few. There's a few other people that will be there that I haven't met before. And no, it's not, like I said, it's not Spiker. If it was, it would be the BSR version. And it's definitely not something as simple as poker and blackjack, Roger. But if it was the Arabic version, a lot of people would want that one. And definitely not Jungle Hunt. I do own 3 of those, but those are very hard to get. I believe there's only like 100 of those made. Kool-Aid Man. I do have one of those, but you're probably going to want something better than that. Tom Jarvis. Welcome, Tom. Hey, Caleb. What is going on, sir? We will be having Caleb as our guest on here shortly. Poker Risque. I do have one copy of that. Try to see if I can see it. I don't know if that's it right there. It's close. Could be over here. It's green. I can't tell. I'm not quite as good as Papa Pete. Mine are a little bit farther. I can't reach around and grab one. All right. So let's get into the news a little bit. So we're going to have Caleb and Russ on to talk about the Intellivision MCP. And I'm not going to talk too much about it. Mine were supposed to be here around this time. They didn't make it unless they're out on my porch right now. We're going to talk about what it's for. We're going to talk about the different versions. We're going to talk about pricing, where you can get it, and so forth once they come on. Also, the loot box. That loot box that I told you guys, and there's a link in the description for Atari Age if you haven't heard of it yet and you weren't here last week. I'm going to have that 47-pound box full of Intellivision goodness here tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. Next week's show, I'm going to show you guys what's all in it. I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to take out, if anything. I'm not sure. I'm only going to take out something if it's something I don't have. and I'll tell you guys what I'm going to put in it and who I'm sending it to after, it stops here. So that's a really cool item. Whether you're a collector or just someone that likes Intellivision, make sure to go check that out and get in on the next one. It's a really cool thing. This is the first time for me. I plan on being on this every time they do it. And I don't know if I'm supposed to say, you didn't tell me not to, but Roger Matthews is the man behind it. It's a very cool item. Hey, Tim, changing channels. Where are we at here? What I miss? Is what allowed? What I miss? All right, so what else we got here? We have the weekly... I'll wait for you to answer, Tim. I wasn't sure what you meant there. Let's go ahead and bring that up. Oh, I got a different thing up here. Oh. I'm back in StreamYard, and I don't have things set up fully. I had another version set up, that's something I need to show you guys. And if I kill it, I can just bring it back up. Let me do this. Give me 1 second here, guys. Eventually, I'm going to be set up in OBS to have guests, and I'm not going to do the bouncing back and forth. All right, here we go. Got all these notifications coming up. All right, so this week's game challenge was Buzz Bombers. Let me show you guys here. So Kevin Schultz posted a little bit ago. He gets home and posts it because it ends on Sundays. And sometimes I'm going live and he hasn't been home yet. Luckily, he just keeps making it just in the nick of time. I think he's been kind of pushing a little bit, and I appreciate it because he knows I talk about it. So Buzz Bombers is week 44, the high score game challenge. And it's another rare one that Rick didn't win. And oh boy, that wasn't even close. Kirk Kietsky, 719,700 on Buzz Bombers. Wow. You know how impressive that score is when Rick has 213,100 in second place. Alberto, 114,400 in third. And then we had James Brad Witt, 35,200. Kevin Schultz, 33,100. DJF Forster, 17,800. Jose Luis Perez Mateo, 13,600. And Gadislaw Yabiowski, hopefully I said that right, 11,600. I would be nowhere near the top three. I wanted to play this one. I just ran out of time. I do love Buzz Bombers. I would be somewhere around fourth and fifth. I get 30, 40, 50,000 maybe at the most. But yeah, definitely some good scores there, that's for sure. So this week's challenge is Tutankhamun, and it goes until Sunday. So make sure to go check it out on the Intellivision Invasion Facebook group page. If you have the game, go ahead and give it a play. All you have to do is find the post and post the score up. It's really easy. Loot box disclosure. Okay, so I believe I got permission to do that. If I was wrong, I will not be showing that, but I will show you guys what I take and what I put in. I'm not sure, actually. Now you're making me second guess myself, but I will definitely talk about it and show what I can on the show next Monday. We'll get the official word, and next Monday we'll know. So definitely won't be planning to show anything I'm not supposed to. All right, so here is Rick. Kirk went off. My best ever is 280K on Buzz Bombers. Man, that's impressive. All right, Roger says, I can show it, Tim. I thought I asked, but, I mean, if I didn't, Roger, and I only got part of that right, just let me know. I'll just show whatever I can. I'm happy to. So I think it's good to get Buzz going. That's a 47-pound beast, and it'd be cool to document it a little bit. I think a lot of people would love to see that as well. So what do we have next? Oh, last week's giveaway winner. It was Donald Evanoff, Hasselhoff. So a lot of you guys, he hasn't been around in a while too much, but a lot of you guys know who he is. He was one of the participants in the Horse Racing Live in the early goings, and we spun that wheel last week, and I already sent it to him on Saturday. He should have it in hand tomorrow. So I'm hoping to get a picture of him holding it up or something like that. Maybe we can get him to pop on and talk about it for a quick sec if he has time. So if you want to enter the next giveaway. Just come on, participate. You only have to do it once. Play a game of horse racing live with us. In the future, we are going to have other things to participate in, and any of them will get you into the drawings. And yes, Roger, definitely won't be showing anything, no names, no addresses, just the stuff, and that's it. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't do that. I don't want my stuff shown either. I did that once. So, all right. So the homebrew, we got one more here. I'm skipping around. So we're going to talk about the 500 sub giveaway video, something I recorded right before we came on. So let me go ahead and play that. I don't know how to do it where it's just that. What is going on, everyone? The Intellivision Gamer here with the official 500 sub giveaway video. So what we're going to do is whenever we reach 500 subs, and we are only 17 away, we are well on our way already to 4,000 watch hours, so we're good there. I want to do a giveaway as a thank you for all the support I've been given over the last year. What we're going to do is you're going to sub, leave a comment on this video, and I will put all the names after we let it go like a week or two onto a wheel, and we're going to spin it live on one of the Monday shows, and we're going to give away a CIB copy of Intellivania. This is a great game from Intellivision Revolution. It's very hard to get. You saw the box just now. There is the manual. Here is the cart, and here is one of the overlays. So I just want to give back a little bit as a way to say thanks to everyone who's been watching the videos and supporting me. We'll see you guys soon. All right, so you guys got to watch it now. I'm going to be posting that, like I said, in maybe as little as tonight if I get time, or in the next day or two. I'm going to post that up on YouTube because we are really close to reaching that mark. And then I'm going to leave it up a week or two. All you have to do, I mean, most of you guys are already all subbed. Just leave a comment on that video when you see it, and you'll be entered in to win a CIB copy of Intellivania. That game is really good. Obviously, it's a Castlevania port. There are two versions of it. I am giving away the regular version that most of y'all have. There is a gatefold version that I have behind me as well. It'll be a brand new copy. Big Block, welcome. And I'm excited to do that giveaway. It's a sought-after game. It's went for pretty big bucks on eBay as it's not easy to get. So that's really cool. I'm excited to get to 500 and well over 3,000 watch hours already, thanks to everyone of you watching everything I do pretty much. It's a lot of live shows that go 2 to 3 hours, so that definitely helps with the watch hours. All right, Big Block, Plymouth. Yes, it should be very soon. I'm getting them, on a regular basis. We're only 17 away. I kind of wanted to start the ball, get the ball rolling. I want to post that video soon. Probably help get the last few subs. I'm going to post it in the groups, and then we're going to let it go a little bit and give away that game. Now, if someone wants to sub it for something else I have, I will let them, especially if they already have that. I do have a copy of Super Mario Bros. That I could do. That's another good one. Maybe a few other things. So, but the giveaway is for Intellivania. But if you already have it or you really want something else, we can talk if you're the winner. I don't mind doing that. So let's get into that because this week's homebrew highlight is Intellivania. So I already kind of showed you guys all that in the video, but here is the box. Here is the back. And we have a nice thick color manual with all the information needed for the game. Here is the cart. Gonna need that in a second. And here is, let me get it here. You can see it, the overlay, nice looking overlay. So we're going to stick this in here and we're going to give you guys a little looky-see. Let's see, should be able to switch over. I don't have my OBS, the switching back and forth stuff. Let me see if I can do it really quick. Get OBS up so I can at least stay on camera here. There we go. Start virtual camera. Should have had that one already going, but I didn't. All right, here we go. Let me go ahead and reset it so you can see the intro. Nice Intellivision Revolution. Can you guys hear it okay? Let me know. I'll adjust the volume. I can't really do it other than TV volume when I'm in StreamYard. Soon, OBS, I'll be able to do it a lot better. Let me know the volume, guys. All right. Roger says we're good. I forgot how to... There we go. You can use secondary weapons by pushing up. If you miss a little bit, though, you start turning other directions. Oop. I'm going to get hit here again. There we go. This game was very well done. That little cross clears the screen. Now, I have not got very far into this game. It is not easy. Oop. Roger says, can you imagine if they made such derailed games at Mattel back in the 80s? They might have taken over the market. Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's so much more tools there, but yeah, and they wouldn't have had the space to put them on. But yeah, games like this, oh man, these things are amazing. I figured detailed. There are several homebrew games that look great, fun to play. If we had them back then. Woo! This is just a homebrew highlight. We'll give it just a little bit more here. Oh. I didn't realize my weapon had changed. Got him. Yes, this game is sweet. And you can win a copy. Coming soon. Just watch for that 500 sub giveaway video that I'll be posting shortly. Make sure you sub if you're not, and just leave a comment. You can leave whatever you want. Some of this part I have a hard time seeing where I can go. Like right here, you're going to fall, but it all looks the same, at least on my end. And definitely don't fall there. Oop. Getting tagged here. Oh, I'm gonna get hit. That was close. Sometimes hitting that jump and then hitting the whip, not easy. All right, you guys get the idea. That's about long enough for a homebrew highlight. Sorry, I should have switched back before I gave you guys the blue screen. Let me catch up on chat here. Leslie says, if I keep it zoomed out, it almost looks third gen. Kay Collier says, damn, that's pretty impressive. It really is. It's a great version. It plays really well. It looks well. Music's pretty cool too. That game has the whole package. Kurt says, yeah, it's an awesome game. I always look at it, but I'm glad. Oh, I always lose. You have it, so you don't have a copy of this one yet. Well, make sure to enter that contest because I'm going to give one away. I know Marlbsmann, we talked about him earlier. He wants a copy as well. Code Monsieur, if you have a whip fetish, this game's for you. There's a lot of other weapons in there too. Like I said, you got to hit up and then the whip button, and it'll do different things. And that, as you saw me beat the boss, it is nowhere near that easy if you don't have those throwing axes or whatever they are. Big Block Plymouth says, darn good game. It really is. You can see there's a few copies right here. This is one of these two new ones right here are the ones that it's going to be given away. All right, caught up in chat. What is next? So we've got a discussion here. Don't see him down here yet. We'll do a collector's minute. Caleb, if you're here, I don't see you down here. Go ahead and pop in there, and I will get you guys in. We're about 28 minutes in. First of all, let me show you the collector minute while we're waiting for them. So this is something cool. This is a clamshell game. This is really rare. So when I collected, I thought, you know how some people make their own cases and they cut out the box, and I've seen a lot of those over the years. I passed on all these in the past because I thought that's what this was. And little did I know, this is a rare Australian rental clamshell case of Donkey Kong. I can't remember the other game. There's one more. Roger, what's that other game? You don't have a link? Oh boy. Give me 1 second here. Was the link? Did I send you a link and that one didn't open? Give me 1 second here, guys. I know I sent a link, but it's possible I was in the test. And whenever I'm in the test mode, I might have sent that link. It's very possible. I keep all the shows and all the links and all the information since the beginning on here. But I'm not sure. I guess I can click it here and see. Interesting. Yeah, the link. Oop. I had my sounds all the way down. I have no idea how that was even putting something up. All right, I've got the link. I copied it at the same time to this. Let me send it to you. Oh, here he is. Hey, we need the link. Whenever I get close to the show, all my phones are off. There you go, Caleb. Send that to Russ. Oh, he is here. I didn't even send it to you yet. All right. So let's have them on, and we'll talk about the last bit of the news, the Intellivision MCP. All right. Welcome, Caleb.
All right.
So was that link that I sent the right one?
What's that?
Was the link I sent earlier the right one?
Yeah,
or?
I thought I did. I guess I didn't notice that link was there. So anyway, my mistake. So here we go. Yes, and Russ.
Welcome, Russ.
Yep, there he is. Cool.
All right, so you guys are on to tell us about a cool piece that you just released, and I don't quite have mine yet, but it'll probably be here tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
But you have one to show us. Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about it, what it does, everything, how much it is, where you get it, that kind of stuff.
Sure. So so Russ and I have been working on a series of these things we call MCPs, Mega Console Protectors is this what it stands for, and essentially it's a pass-through socket protector. So you plug it into. So far, we've done the Coleco, we've done the Atari 2600, the Odyssey 2, and this is the Intellivision's next, and the 7800 is around the corner. About to work on that one. So, but essentially the idea is you socket it into your system, it stays in there more or less permanent. It can obviously be removed, but it will stay in even when you plug a cartridge and pull a cartridge out. It has enough of a snug fit. So in the case of the one I have right here, this is for the Intellivision, and this is for the Intellivision 2. So I went with a bone white color that matches the Intellivision 2 style. And the idea basically is you have basically a dust protector here, and then this part right here just slides into the Intellivision. There are two versions at this point. This one is for the Intellivision 2 specifically because the opening is not identical to each system. So I had to make some minor adjustments to ensure that this would socket in nicely into the Intellivision 2, which I don't know if that's handy or not. I don't think it is right now. But let's see if I can find it real quick. Where did I put that guy? 1 second. Here, I'm going to go find it. Here it is. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Here we go. Okay, so this is actually thanks to Casey being the awesome Intellivision community supporter he is. I have one now. I've never even owned one of these before, and so this is the Intellivision 2 positions here. So here you go. There's your socket for that. So what happens is the MCP simply slides in, and you just kind of lock it in. Okay, so now it's in like this. Oops, sorry. There you go. So
Everything's backwards.
Everything's backwards, right? I have not developed that skill. So you can see that this basically the way this is. So this flips open, and then you just take a game like Tron Deadly Discs here, and you can put it in, and you can just take it out. But what happens is that protects the pins of the internal just from any future, the grinding, the wear and tear of rubbing metal against metal. It works with the Intellivoice as well. So right now, and of course it's going to be black, or actually I have a dark brown filament which actually matches better to the Intellivision, the Intellivoice and the 2609. But I've made them also. The ones you got, you and William have ones that'll be black. So, but the idea basically is so we have two versions. The circuitry is the same, but the enclosure is different, and the reason why is for that snug fit I was referring to before. Now the other one I make is for it's tested with the Sears Super Video Arcade and the Intellivoice, and it works great with those two. However, I don't own a 2609, so Casey, who has I'm sure more than one even, can plug in the Sears one I sent him and the Intellivoice or the Intellivision 2 version and see if either of those lock in nicely. And if they don't, then I might need to see about get my hands on a 2609 so I can basically ensure that it's a good solid fit. So right now I do have them on Etsy and on eBay available to purchase. However, I like to tell I haven't really broadly advertised it yet until I know the stance of the 2609, since I know that's one of the largest. Most people have that unit, right? Those sold the most of all the different versions. So
I would say most people are playing with the 2609 versus other consoles.
Right. I figured that was a pretty safe bet too, because it was basically the Sears and the Intellivision 2 are the only others that really break away from that original design. Even like the Tandyvision, all those, to my knowledge, they're all essentially identical to the 2609, other than some branding differences.
As far as I know.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, I can only speak to those particular models. If somebody has a Tandyvision and they get it and it turns out it's not snug, I mean, I'm sure it will be, but unfortunately, some of that stuff is just one of those things where it's like, unless you have every version available, it's hard to test.
I could just say that we've had a couple of different slips on some of the other systems, so we're a bit wary, and Caleb is always very very proactive in trying to make sure that it works with all of the systems. And if there is a problem with the system that he hasn't tested with, he's always he wants to do the right thing basically and either make it work or just basically make the situation agreeable.
Right. Yeah. The 2600 has really was a bit of a surprise, because I thought, hey, this is great. I got this working with my 2600. Then it turned out like my Light 6er's not working. This one's not working. It turned out that there were a lot of variations that I wasn't even factoring in, and it turns out that the sockets of these different systems are different enough that it proved to be problematic. So we actually have discovered, I think we've identified it's mostly the light and heavy 6ers that have this issue, but we've actually ordered a new PCB that's a little bit longer to offer the added length, because when I did my initial measurements, I was really doing it against a Vader 2600. That's really what I was kind of working with. Now I still got it to work with the Junior, the 7800, and several others, but with maybe minor case modifications, which is usually how I can fix that. But in the case of the light 6ers and the heavy 6ers, there's just something about the way that they're designed and the way it sockets that there's just no, there was just no way I could physically make it work, where by the time the pins socketed deep enough inside the 2600, it was no longer enough clearance for a cartridge to properly socket into the MCP. So the 10 millimeters that we're adding to the next batch will effectively address that. So, yeah, the sockets. Well, there's a PCB that is custom made by Russ, and then we have to order these sort of special sockets that are what the cartridges plug into, and then of course the PCB itself slides into the system itself. The part that I 3D print is the enclosure around it, the part that basically houses the circuitry. So when I take this, basically I open this up like this. I can take this part. I haven't super glued this one together yet, so you can see, but it kind of comes apart. So there's the board itself, right? And then I create this enclosure around it that's ensured, that it holds it properly, that it slides in nicely, and kind of goes from there. So yeah, so that's so again, I'm hoping, I'm being positive and optimistic right now that I think the 2609 is going to match with the Sears, and it'll be compatible. But again, I'm really looking forward to having Casey try it out firsthand and kind of verify if it's really like that. Hey, bud. Hey, what's going on? So, yeah, let's see what else. Yeah, so that's kind of it right now as far as on the MCP side of things for the Intellivision. So if you have the Sears or the Intellivision 2, you could order those, and I can tell you with confidence that you'll be in good shape. But I want to wait for anyone who has a 2609 to kind of wait until I give the final okay on that, because if it's not going to work, then I will definitely make sure that we make a version that does work with that model.
And I should be able to get those in the next day or two, I would say max. And by next show, I can give an update on it.
Awesome.
All right. So how do we get these? What's the best way for you?
I mean, basically, Atari Age is always best direct, because I can, get a little bit of a discount to people, because basically the eBay fees and Etsy fees and all that tax stuff. But so if you always contact me directly through Atari Age, 8bitwidgets.com, I think it's my username in Atari Age as well. But it's on Etsy and eBay. So, and of course, 8bitwidgets.com, the website, but pretty much the website is mostly informative. I don't really have a store in there in place yet. With something Russ and I have been talking about doing at some point is getting a proper store inside the website. But for now, you go to the website, it'll direct you to the products, and then there'll be links that take you to either Etsy or eBay, whichever platform you prefer buying from. If you want to go through a traditional online store, that's perfectly fine if you're more comfortable doing that. But obviously, if you can just do direct to me, we can work directly. I can just ship it straight to you. So
yeah, I can vouch for Caleb. Whatever way you want to order from him, he's gonna deliver. He's just one of those guys. Yeah, that's cool. I like I said, I have 2 of them, and I also have one for William Moeller of Electronite, because he does a lot of testing when he's publishing the games. He's like in and out, tons of times.
Right.
So I told him I would bring him one to PRGE. I've already got a carload of stuff for him and several others. So that little package, he'll be happy to get that. It almost looks like your head is on my body from the logo underneath.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm in the process. It's kind of redundant for me to have the background being the same background that's on my camera. So I'm in the process of making something with my logo, the Running Man, maybe like when the show's on, or, I don't know yet, but I'm working on it, and I have behind just the start of it. I figured that's better to have up there than seeing a bunch of shells over repeated.
Yeah, it looks good. It's using the Intellivision font and such.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So what else? What else, for anyone that hasn't seen you guys yet, just the Intellivision stuff, what else do you guys make? And if there's anything you can talk about future projects or anything.
Yeah. Well, Russ, do you want to kind of talk a little bit about this? So we have a project coming up right now, and I'll let Russ sort of take the lead on discussing that.
So far, I guess I've been working with Caleb almost a year now, and so far we've just been exclusively doing the MCPs, but we've always kind of had our sights set on doing something a little bit more challenging. The MCPs have been a good starter project, something that we could finish in our free time and kind of like start working together, and just a good starting projects. And so not really at liberty to say exactly what it is, other than we're both really excited about it, and it will be for the Intellivision, and we're still kind of scoping out some things and getting some console. There's so many different ways you can interface with the Intellivision, so we're just wanting to make sure we get it right. And so we're kind of like at that preliminary stage right now, but we are planning on kind of doing a segue into working on this rather than finish all of the MCPs that we have lined up that we do plan to finish. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say about it.
I'm really looking forward to finding out what that is, and of course buying it and testing it out. Here we have a question. I asked for questions for you guys while you're here. Rick, Caleb, updates on the Intellivision paddle.
Yes. I don't have any news on that yet. That's definitely something we've talked about. I think right now Russ is focused, because basically, I have to figure out, basically it would take Russ and I to work together on that particular thing too. So for now, what we're working on this particular project, I think is more interesting, and I think it'll be a really interesting solution. And part of the reason why it is we were asking about that, as a suggestion, as a survey, was to find out how many people are using what system, to get a sense of, are you on 2609s, Intellivision 2s, Sears, what have you, get a better idea of how many people are actually using which hardware, because we've been looking at one project that was potentially interesting, but it would be pretty much limited to people who have the Intellivision 2 or Sears model, and would basically exclude pretty much all 2609 users, which made it pretty obvious that it would have a much smaller reach and impact in the community. So the more ambitious goal we're trying to aim for would be something that affects all Intellivision users evenly, and everyone could utilize the product. So, but it's more involved. That's the trade-off, is that it's a bit more uncertainty and more engineering involved. So we're trying to, the fallback project is way more doable, and is certainly a sure thing, but a lot of users wouldn't be able to enjoy it unless they modified their 2609. So and that's just a big ask for people. Most people don't want to do that, have to open up their machines and do things to it and stuff. So we're like, that's a non-starter. We can't assume people are going to have that, and nor would we assume that people are willing to do modifications just to have this. So anyway, we're really excited that we think this other solution will be way cooler, and just an all-around better product, and have more of an impact on everyone. So
yeah, and before I forget, on that note of which console people use, I am going to put up a poll that's going to run this week, and make sure to go check it out. It'll be on my Facebook page. It'll be on the Intellivision Invasion. It'll be on Intellivision Revolution, and probably the homebrew Facebook pages. So go vote. We're going to put up a post. What main Intellivision console do you use? And we're going to use that information for Caleb and Russ. So make sure to participate. You'll see that coming up either tonight or tomorrow as well, along with that 500 sub giveaway video.
Awesome.
Oh, thanks.
Cool. I think as far as anything else that's kind of been going on lately. So currently, what's the thing's been so the 7800 has been the next MCP that I want to work on. And I already have the boards, but one of my printers was broken, so that kind of slowed down my production. And I'm actually currently working on the next batch of long play controllers for Cody Games.
Nice.
Gamers. So basically, it's mostly the same. There's I sent you the picture. I can't find the actual prototype one I was taking. I took a photo of that. I showed you the picture of. I misplaced it. But basically, okay. So anyone here who has the long play controller knows that it came with multiple accessory joystick options. You could basically open the thing up and actually insert a different control. So the disc, yeah. So the disc had the flat disc, but also there was one that was a joystick, kind of a bit of a thumb joystick, and it was kind of mushroom shaped, you might say. But I had a guy in Australia actually ask me if I could either send him the STL or, send him a replacement because his had broke, like the thing had snapped. And I was kind of seeing, what color do they recommend for the Sears?
Sorry, that's an old question I was going to put up there so I don't forget again about the MCP.
Yeah, I mean, basically the Sears is probably brown. I think I've been doing black because black is typically the most common color I print with, and it's very close, obviously, to the dark brown. But I think it would actually be kind of cool, I think, for people if I'll make brown an option for people who really want, because it's dark brown, much like the one. I'm not saying it's identical, but it's definitely a dark brown, and I think it's very complimentary to the, like you can see the picture of the Intellivision Gamer there. It's a brown like that, okay? Maybe some slight off of it, but, way closer than like the other. But so you can kind of see here what we're doing with this particular batch of long plays. I'm actually doing a sort of a translucent instead of the yellow from before.
There you go.
You can switch
there
up.
You go.
Right, absolutely. I'm a Sears gamer myself when it comes to that because of the removable controllers. It's actually the one I had as a kid too. It's not the original one I had as a kid. Mine was long gone, but you can see. So basically, this is what the color is going to be instead of the yellow from the last batch. But the other big change is essentially that mushroom joystick that came out. I think that Patrice had also mentioned that he had another person report that theirs had also snapped. And I kind of get it because, it was probably printed in layers and therefore I could see that being a weak point where it's narrowest. So what I did, and I'm not really sure I guess I can't really demonstrate it over the camera, but bottom line is, if you can imagine, I simply took the same piece that they had and I put a hollow tube down the middle of it. And what I do is I drive a penny nail right down the middle of the thing, and that offers basically a reinforcement. So I'm feeling pretty confident that with that added metal pole, sort of shaft down the middle, will offer additional support. So that, and I'm going to do that for the next batch of. I'm making 30 of them, so I'm currently in the process of printing all of the clear parts. I've already printed the backs, so I should have all of them done early this week. And then I'll be shipping those off to France so that they can do what they've got to do to finish assembling them and make them available. So,
yeah, let me know whenever those go live, and I'll make sure to put a link and talk about them on the show. Sure. Tim and AJ have the original long play controllers, and he says he sanded down his buttons, and they feel much better. But you're going to do a lot higher res print on these new ones, right?
Well, I mean, I'm using 0.2 millimeter for the buttons. They look really nice. I mean, they're pretty much about the same. I mean, I have one of the original long plays myself. At least, well, I don't know if it was the original batch, but it was definitely one of the earlier batches. Once they were doing, they were taking orders on the Atari Age. I think we all remember there was a big long thread where everyone was posting that they wanted one there, and then Coty would follow up with us to basically say that's what they're doing. So. So they put us in a list, in a waiting list. So that's the ones I got my hands on. So the other thing that we're supposed to I'll be helping with as well is the I think we all know there's that little special port on the back that I don't think has yet to be sold yet. The cable that's supposed to let you basically do the kind of dual joystick thing where you can essentially make the number pad work for your player 2 controller, and then the joystick works with player 1 for games like discs, Tron Deadly Discs and Night Stalker and such. So for folks who want to use their long play in that capacity, that'll do it as well. So I'm going to be helping him assemble those and get those made as well. I just have to work out the logistics of how to do the wiring and stuff. So there's that. Otherwise, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's been going on. It's mostly been Yeah, I mean, because I don't think I've really made any new couplers lately, because honestly, the couplers I feel like I've hit most of them at this point that are really out there. I made a couple for the TI-99, which were highly niche because, of course, they're the pain sticks, as they were affectionately called. I made a couple of couplers for those systems, and it was fun to make. I mean, I was very happy with the ones I made. I even made little thumb buttons that would actually you plug on the top of the stick, so that if you want to play like with your thumbs, it's obviously a lot more comfortable like that. So, because TI-99 did have microsurgeon, so that's just one example.
Oh, wow.
And there is a proper Robotron for TI-99. So that's at least 2 games I knew that existed that utilized that. And then
now, all of these things you make, just because you say they're about done, if someone comes and messages you and says, "Hey, can I get some couplers for the Intellivision or another console?" You can print these and sell them anytime, right? Once you make them, you can just on as they sell. So it's not like they're gone.
No. But I will say that with these guys, though, we only do fairly small runs at a time. There are only going to be 25 of these available, and we're going to basically keep those until we sell them all, and then maybe we'll make another batch and kind of do it based on, because it's always this thing. It's like, how deep is the well, right? Like, we can't make it. Doesn't make sense to make 100 of them, because it would be a very big investment on our part to buy all those parts and assemble all those things up front, and then wait and see how long it takes to sell. So we're doing a more incremental approach at this point, and then kind of. And depending on the platform and the opportunity and stuff. I mean, at some point, we'd love to get these things on Amazon and more like a traditional retail with a proper box and everything. But at this point, we're more or less focusing, obviously, on, more or less the communities like this, where people have, it's a fairly tight-knit community. Go ahead.
So on the Intellivision, I would just encourage people to kind of, if we do sell out of the batch that we have, just to kind of put your name in the hat, so that we can at least, we're not necessarily looking to sell all of them before we order the parts, but at least so we can kind of gauge interest and go ahead and order another batch. Otherwise, we're kind of flying blind whether or not we're going to be able to sell them quickly or not. So we don't want to, like as Caleb said, it is a fairly significant financial investment for us to order the parts for them.
Right. Even 25 doesn't sound like a lot, but it's like, it adds up fast. So
everything does.
I know, right? Especially everything, inflation. So it seems like, but for sure. So by all means, feel free to reach out. And again, when I have a spreadsheet, I keep track of everything as far as making sure I don't run out, because especially through the like Etsy and eBay, because nothing worse than having you sell out of something and then be like, now you're on the hook through those places to actually deliver. So so there's that. But otherwise, I think we're kind of really focused on the MCPs, and there's also now we also have the talk of like docking stations, which is still something we will be planning on pursuing. But we're just, like I said, there's only so much time in the day. It's much easier to come up with ideas than it is to come up with the time it takes to actually do them right. So
and I will say that there's only so much time in the day, but there's less time in the day during the summertime. So we will
I feel you're right.
Progress.
The summer has not been as
approaching fall.
He's right. I feel like we were really, I had a good stride going in like the sort of spring. Earlier on when we first started, we had a good pace going. And I think it's because everyone's in school, everyone's doing their thing, and it was kind of humdrum and stuff. But then summer's been like, vacation. He was out for 3 weeks in Japan. I was visiting him, as you guys remember that last show that we were both on together. I was visiting him. So everyone's been in and out, and it's been kind of crazy for summer. We have a new family member living with us at a house right now. So that's my back here. I had just got my whole sort of like workspace and everything cleaned up, and I had drawers and everything was kind of off the ground. And then, it's like I said, life just throws surprises at you, right? So next thing you know, the guest bedroom stuff is now sitting inside my workspace. So it's like, everything became kind of chaotic again. But anyway, we'll get through it and get moving on these other products. So I'm very excited about it.
All right. Is there anything else before? In a few more minutes, we'll do the other part that we're going to have you on for. But I just have a few quick things that I need to talk about before we get into that.
Sure.
Is there anything else on this part?
Can you think of anything, Russ? I think we covered everything. Thank you so much for your time and listening to us babble.
It's always great to have you guys on, and we'll have you back on in just a few minutes.
Awesome. Okay, we'll be here.
All right, just stick down below. All right, so there you have the Intellivision MCP and other devices, and we got some cool stuff for the future, and we'll definitely be talking about it whenever they are ready to talk about it. I don't know what they are yet. I'm excited. I love cool Intellivision stuff and new Intellivision stuff. It's not every day you get new stuff. So let's go ahead and do the mail call. I have 4 things to show you really quick. Again, for those that were watching last week, this is Night Stalker. Why would I buy just a cart version of Night Stalker? I don't know if you can tell. I'm trying to get it visible. Who here knows why I would buy that? Let's get into the next one. Let you guys answer. So this was, I believe, one of my first gifts from the channel. I think Intellivision Dude sent me a gift. And if I'm forgetting someone, I apologize. This is from Mike Doherty. I'm sure he's been in here a lot. You guys know who it is. He sent me a gift, and I really appreciate it. It is, he ended up with 2 of them, I believe is what it was. Odyssey 2. So big thank you to Mike. I appreciate that. I do still have several packages en route, and this one was from eBay, from Rev Store. Another copy of the card-only Super Pixel Bros. I'm not sure what else is in here. Probably just the carts. Hamburgers en route to Switzerland. That is a shooter available. These were both released at Cords earlier this year. Another copy of Super Pixel Bros. And I bet you can't guess what this one is. Another copy of Hamburgers en route to Switzerland. So I was able to get 1 copy of each, even though I wasn't at the show. But there was a few left. And if you guys saw my posts, I picked up 2 of each. And then I posted them up. And they went really quick. So I can't just have one, especially something like this. So I grabbed a couple, and then you guys bought the rest. So now the last item was another eBay purchase. I've seen the posts all over. I don't even know how you say it. PRGE 2. So I know they're changing them up now. I'll have to do a video on this one for the next week's show. But here you can see the cable to load it, I believe. And these are on eBay right now. I didn't put the link in the description on these. It comes fully loaded, and I've had it for almost a week, and I don't open anything until the show, so I haven't tried it yet. Show the cart closer. You see the side here. This side's... Hopefully I got it. If there's something else that you wanted to see, let me know. I'll have a little video, and I'll show everything that's on it. I believe this is the one that said it's fully loaded. I don't really know what that means, but we're going to find out. I've been dying to know, and nobody's told me. So did you get the one that was fully loaded, Roger? Or was it just blank? Was it just empty? Because these are the ones that have memory on them, right? I'm pretty sure the RTO. Kurt has the white one. Was yours fully loaded, Kurt? Because I have not checked mine yet. Now I can, now that I've opened it and shown it on the show. Collector Minute talked about that. So fully loaded. Okay. So original 125, or is there other stuff on there as well? I was really curious about that. Because lately I've been using my Cuddle Cart 3 to play original 125, and then homebrews I play original carts. But I might be taking the PRTO to PRGE with me. It'd be a great way to play all the original 125 games. Okay, what else am I missing here? All right, so we're gonna do a quick video to you. It's a cool video. If you haven't seen it before, it's really old. I was kind of at a loss of what to put on there this week, so we're gonna play this. And this is what I was talking about earlier when I had to stop the screen. So let me set it up here again. Hopefully this works out. Let me know if you guys can hear it okay. Now, this is going to be like 4 minutes long, 5. But we can chat in the meantime. It's really cool. For those of you that haven't seen, I know there's a lot of you that haven't. I wanted to play it, kind of highlight it. Let me know the volume level. Can you hear it? Fully loaded with the 125. That's what I thought. You guys hear that okay? And after this, we're going to have Caleb back on for a show and tell.
You were my love and my friend.
Welcome, Russell.
I thought the game would never end.
Volume's fine. Michael Hayes. I missed you earlier.
You
I
tore out my
apologize.
heart without an anesthesia. Behavior that's hard to defend. How could you put me
So this is about 15 years old.
in this position? I really miss my
I'm going to spoil it. I always thought he was singing, but this is lip syncing.
And now I'm bleeding from this incision. I really want my Intellivision. I miss your control and demands. Nothing to do with my hands. I won't leave my house. I'm in hibernation. A loneliness I understand. And so I sit here without ambition. I really need my Intellivision. I cannot stand it, this indecision. Somebody find my Intellivision. I want 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 my Intellivision. And so I swear by my own volition, I'm going to find my Intellivision. I'm on a quest now. I'm on a mission. I have to have my Intellivision. I miss the touch of your keypad, the curve of your disc, firing your missiles, launching your ships, battling robots, flying a plane. I want my Intellivision again. My mother sold mine in a garage sale. Pity.
So I don't know how many of you have already heard that before. Oops. I don't know what's going on. I got all kinds of noise. You guys hear that? No idea what that was. Sorry. Yeah, I thought that was cool. I've seen it long ago. I remember, and Kurt verified he was on Papa Pete. I'll have to find that video and see if I can post a link. But I did go in while it was playing, and I posted the link to the song. So that is in the description now. So if anyone wants to go check it out or save it, it's in the description of this video. So yeah, I really like it. I thought it was cool, especially way back, like, what was it, 15 years ago? No Noise Hero, good. It was a whole bunch of like burning and crackling. I'm like, where is it coming from? I don't know what that was. Yeah, but he is awesome. He didn't sing it, but he made the video. And that's the cool part, putting it all together. It was very convincing. So, yeah, I've got one more thing, and we're going to bring Caleb back on. Probably should have just did this stuff real quick at the beginning, and then we could have just kept him on. But I have a video update from Marlbsmann on his Intellivision Sunday show. And I asked him if he could just do a quick video giving us an update on how everything's going. And this is what he sent.
Marlbs here, and it's time for an Intellivision Sunday update. So for those of you that are not familiar with my ongoing series, we're refurbishing my Sears Intellivision and doing a number of really interesting things. We've just got everything cleaned, and we are on to episode 12 now. And now we're starting to actually get into the actual modding and the recapping and doing the things that are necessary to get the video quality that I want to be able to get out of the Intellivision. Now, we've got a few more episodes coming up, so, stick with us on that. And then after that, we've got some interesting things that we want to do with the Intellivision after that. And a game series that we're looking at doing as well. So, yeah, a lot of interesting things so far. I've met a lot of interesting people. And the Intellivision, it's I can't describe it. It's so much different than what I normally play on Xbox, but I slide back into playing these games, and I just can't stop. So I'm glad to be here, and I'm hoping that you're enjoying my Intellivision journey, and I hope you'll come along for some more. My name's Marbs. Check you out next time. Thanks, Casey. Bye now.
All right, so that link is also in the description. That is episode 11 is the new one on Intellivision Sunday. Usually comes out in the morning for me. For some of you guys, it might be close to lunch. So I know it's early for me. Jeff, Go Game Go. What's going on, Jeff? Good to see you. How are you, sir? So what are you and Papa Pete doing tomorrow? I'm about ready after the next segment when we have Caleb and Russ back on. We're going to talk about upcoming shows, and I didn't see anything yet. So, all right. I believe that's it. Let me double check that I didn't miss anything. I think I got it all. We're going to have Caleb back on and Russ too, I think. And going to talk about where he was Saturday and hopefully show us a little bit about it. A nice show and tell. All right, here we go. Let's welcome back on. Are we bringing Russ back on for this one as well, or is he just hanging out? Oop, you're on mute.
There we go. All right, cool. Yeah, he's in Albuquerque, so he wasn't part of this. This was in Massachusetts. So, yes, thank you. I was like, what? I said we were going to talk about some more. I couldn't remember, but yeah. So So we got together on Saturday over in Norfolk, Massachusetts, at the Norfolk, Massachusetts, the library, and they're really cool there. They're nice. They give us basically we do this every other month at this point. Usually, I think it's been the third Saturday. Typically, this last week was an exception because one of the guys who's part of this was unable to make the week before, so we pushed it to this weekend. And so it's cool because they let us go there it's free. It's a library. They let us have the space for free. They don't care if you buy and sell and stuff, which some libraries have rules against that, so you can't do that kind of stuff. So we really wanted to make sure it was a good environment for that. And so yeah, so this is our third one we've done so far, and yeah, we had I won't say it was a big turnout, but it was more than the one before. I think we had somewhere.
And that's how you do, right? I mean, you start something,
yeah,
you get there, you grow it, more people see it, and it just
takes time. And it's funny is because so far it's been like for all of our efforts, like I posted like on 60, probably easily 60 different Facebook groups about that event. I'm sure everyone here at some
hammer.
Yeah, pretty much. I just like there's no other way to get it out, but it was always like specifically all the various groups, Coleco, anyone that had any relevant, everything from Laserdisc player, fans to game systems of all types. Because we're trying to. I mean, originally it was really focused on classic gaming. That was kind of the theme, but I think really it's really more about trying to get people together who just enjoy technology that's old enough to buy alcohol. I don't know, just basically classic stuff that goes back, 20 plus years. And if it runs on electricity and it was provided some kind of entertainment, as far as I'm concerned, that's fair game, whether it be VHS, Laserdisc, vinyl, you name it. It's just basically just a general retro technology swap meet of sorts. But even then we're trying to retool that terminology because MIT actually does have a seasonal swap meet, as they call it. And it's been around for years. So I think that for some people, when they hear about this, they probably thought maybe we were talking about the MIT swap meet. So that's kind of like, so we're trying to, retool. But I think the interesting thing about it that I learned is that asking people how they found out about the group, it seemed like they were discovering it through word of mouth and other ways besides just Atari Age or, the Facebook pages. So we're still, so the original group of people that started this is pretty much myself, Tim Duarte, who's done, I think it's 2600 Connection is his website. He's essentially a publisher he's focused mostly on the Odyssey 2 for a while, but I do believe he's done like 2600 games. I think he might even be doing actively or has recently done some Intellivision stuff. And I know that he's actually talking to one of the local guys here in Massachusetts about publishing a couple of TI 99 games, because one of the guys is I think it's the 1980 Gamer, I think is his username on Atari Age, and he's a whiz at programming games for the TI 99, and he'd actually made a couple of games. I think one he called Opioid Crisis, I think, which was basically a Dr. Mario game. So it was kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing on that, but it's basically a Dr. Mario game that's been brought over to the TI 99. So, what else? We also had, so one of the other family members is also Eduardo from Opcode Games. I'm sure most of you are familiar with his work. He was at PRGE, I think it was last year.
Yeah, I met him last year at PRGE, and I did have an interview with him. Because he has 3 Intellivision games that should be coming anytime. Actually,
they are. I saw the PCBs in the box over at the place, so it's really cool. Nice. Very cool guy, very smart. It's just he knows what he's doing, and he's going to definitely be. I'm looking forward to seeing what else he does for the Intellivision and beyond. So I know he's working on another sort of super game. It's better, and it's a lot more than just a super game module for the Coleco, but it's basically it gives you HDMI output on an actual expansion port. The expansion port on the front of the Coleco, effectively you plug it into there, you get all kinds of access to better technology. It's essentially kind of like a Harmony cart, if you will, but also with the added HDMI output directly from there, so you can bypass the system's composite system and everything. So it's really cool stuff. And so
tell us a little bit about the show. Like, what did you guys do? What did you see there? A little bit about what happened.
Yeah, so I set up my stuff. I just kind of brought various couplers. Tim had a table set up with some of the stuff he's been working on. What is that called? Is it called Single Line Pac-Man or something like that? Yeah. Right. So he's recently published an Odyssey 2 version of that game. There's a guy, Chris, I think is Atari 2600 Land is his username in Atari Age, and he's done that one. He's the one that did Robot Ron also, which was the sort of Robotron adaptation of sorts for the Odyssey 2, which used the dual joystick coupler thing that I had made with, so we had partnered up on that one. So Tim had his table set up with some stuff. Also, there's a guy, Gene, who brought some laser discs and some other technology that he brought that he was like looking to just sort of clear out some stuff. I don't think he has a laser disc I think Eduardo made off with most of that stuff. I was like, darn it, I'm on the verge of getting a Laserdisc player, so I was really like, oh man, I didn't even know you were giving those out. All I have right now is Aliens Director's Cut version and RoboCop. Those are the 2 Laserdiscs that I have at this point, and I'm trying to get up to was it Salem, Massachusetts, to actually pick up a player from a guy for a decent price. So, but as far as what else, so again, we had a number of people. I think the total people who showed up were somewhere around 15, I'd say. We have a mailing list that we're taking names and stuff. We also started a Discord. I'll have to share that at some point. I haven't actually gone through it myself, but we're trying to just get more available online hooks and stuff to get people to, to just have something to, get connected with it. Because I think it's part of it too, is it's about, bring the stuff that you are trying to get rid of, or you would like to trade, you have extras or swap, buy, sell, what have you. And I don't think it's as much about being like a traditional convention is like you have your retail, your booth people, and then you have your audience. But I really think this is going to be more of an event where it's like everyone should pretty much be bringing something, not that they have to, of course, but, it's as much about bringing stuff to show and swap and exchange and show off and just demo than it is about just coming and just sort of being an observer of what's going on. So, yeah. So
if I wasn't all the way across the country, I would definitely come and do that. But it's literally 3,000 something miles.
Yeah, exactly. Probably. Yeah, indeed. It's a very, very long drive. I would not advise that. But it's good. It's good. So we're going to keep at it, just kind of keep plugging away. Our next one is going to be October, I guess, whatever the 3rd Saturday of October. I'm going to jump ahead here. Can I jump ahead? Yeah, October 19th, looks like. So October 19th.
Ooh, that's my wife's birthday and my dad.
Oh, wow. They share the same birthday?
Yeah, different year.
Oh, well, yeah. Just the day, yes. But, so we're going to do October 19th. It should be the next one. And we'll kind of do the same thing. We'll send out messages to people. But it's really going to be, I think, still a lot of it's word of mouth. And, because I know there's a lot of, classic retro people out there. There's so many different platforms. That's one thing I've noticed is that, you kind of look at it, even just the 3 of us, Tim, myself, and Eduardo, it's like, he's kind of Coleco, I'm kind of Intellivision, Tim's kind of Odyssey, and I've been, Gene is the other guy who's been fairly regular. He's like kind of TI-99. So everyone's kind of got their platform of passion, whatever. It's like they're something they're really passionate about, but one particular isn't necessarily the same as everyone else. But I think it's still great to have it because I think all of us can still appreciate that stuff now. I know we always joke about the whole Intellivision and Atari wars and stuff like that, right? Like I was definitely in the trenches back in the day arguing with some girl about how the Intellivision was so much better than the Atari. And, but damn it, I was like, God, they still have those IPs, But anyway, it's, and I
love them both.
I was like, yeah, exactly. But I think we all can look back and just admire all of it for what it was.
Hey,
right?
Can you give Hoff a quick where, when, all that stuff? He came in late. Well, definitely. I don't think we have anything official that we just got over the weekend of doing it. So nothing's been set in stone. And I'm pretty sure that Tim has to actually, I don't think he can reserve it until a month before the day of, right? But because he knows how to, there's not a high demand place. So I'm not worried about that changing, but eventually we'll be locked in and that'll definitely be the date that we have. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be October 19th. So you can, and as far as the link, let me see if I can find what was the area, because I think he may be over there.
Norfolk, Massachusetts, which is kind of southish of Boston, towards, but it's definitely on the southern end of things. I live in Randolph and it's about a 30-minute drive for me, and I'm maybe 15-20 minutes away from Boston, so let's just say an hour away from Boston proper. To get down there and stuff. So, but parking's fine. It's good. It's like I said, it's free parking. Because that's the whole thing. It's like if you get more central to the city, then you have the headaches of transportation and parking, and usually there's even money at that point. So we've been floating around the idea of maybe doing them less frequently and maybe making it a bigger event. But that just gets into the whole thing of now people are going to be even more likely to forget about it. So I think it's kind of a fun thing to have it more bi-monthly because we're all busy. Everyone's got families and everyone's doing their thing and stuff. So we thought maybe if we kind of every other would give people time to sort of prepare and let people know, hey, this thing is coming up. So, so for now, that's still going to be bi-monthly at this point, unless we decide to, shake things up at some point as well. So
right here, TV's Hasselhoff, he also is the one that won my giveaway. He
awesome.
is from that area, and he says he can probably do this, and he's got to represent Intellivision.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Yeah, for sure. Like I said, it's just if you check out the Facebook group, it's basically New England Classic Gaming, which you would put that graphic up before, I believe, that page. Yeah, that it's on Facebook. Just join that group, and of course, we're going to post the event there. That's kind of what I try to steer people towards and register that they're going to go. But I mean, we only had like 5 confirmed people in that event from the last we just had. So yeah, more people showed up than obviously those 5 confirmed people. So clearly people are either just sort of looking at that and sort of saying that's cool and just moving on, but or maybe but as I was saying, it was interesting to see the people that were finding it were not necessarily finding it from the channels that we were promoting, but more like word of mouth, like maybe a forum for a different platform and someone just happens to mention it. So that's it. That's kind of the main thing. So Facebook's been our main presence, I guess you might say. But I do want to put the word out, and I will link it in that New England Gamer thing, the Discord channel. Because
you guys have something kind of unique. Usually, when something's brand new, it's a bunch of people that nobody know or heard of. But you got yourself, 8-Bit Widgets. You've got Opcode Games, Edward.
Right.
You've got Tim Duarte, and I think there's a few other people. Those are the 3 big names that I know. And you've got a good start to something, and that's a big area, I believe. I know around here we have Facebook groups that are all about that city. Maybe try to find one of those and post the link and what it is in there, and you're going to get there's usually thousands upon thousands of people in those groups for an area.
Yeah.
And you're going to get, it's an event, and especially I believe it's free, right?
Yeah, it's all free.
So,
if you want to bring stuff, set up a table. It's all like we have. I mean, the place will hold up like 125 people. It's a good space, and we. So
if he wants to bring Intellivision stuff, does he say, "Hey, I'm going to be there, and I'm going to bring a table to let you know," or do people just show up?
There are tables already there. I mean, we have probably a dozen tables just up against the walls all around the whole place. I'm terrible at taking pictures and stuff, but I took a couple of pictures of a couple of setups. But yeah, it's very low key. It's very relaxed. This is not a big formal thing, and I just think it's gonna be. And I really do think there's a lot of potential too for like homebrew. I would like to do more to encourage like user groups. Like if people want to make like I don't know. It's always I feel a little bit of a split, but ultimately I think that because of the JLP standard and the ability to save and stuff with Intellivision games.
I stole a few auctions from him. He doesn't let me forget it.
No, I get that. It's but yeah, it's just like. But I was thinking of like getting a group of people who want to learn NT Basic, like actually people who are not necessarily maybe as experienced a programmer as some of them, but could like as a group could get together on a regular basis and go over certain concepts. Like this is how you move a sprite. This is how you do this and that. And I think just sometimes it's nice to learn in person as opposed to.
A few thousand maybe.
So that's basically kind of the I think it'd be interesting to also encourage like homebrew and other innovations within the sort of classic gaming community. I'm of course, like I said, I'm still partial to the Intellivision of all the systems, but I mean there's a Coleco Basic that came out that's available. There's also Batari Basic, which is for 2600. I mean, I've kind of kicked the tires of the Batari, and it works, and it's not easy, but it's a lot easier than programming raw assembly. That is insane, man. I bought that book on how to program 2600 games from Oscar.
Yeah, that's way beyond me.
My nose started bleeding. I think about halfway into the first chapter. I just was like, this is crazy. I can't follow.
You do know about this book, right?
Which one? I have the one for NT Basic. Yeah, I have the I don't have the advanced one, but I mean, no, he wrote one for the 2600 more recently.
Yeah, and Coleco,
and I started reading that one too, and the Coleco. Right, I have all 3 of those books. I don't have the advanced Intellivision one yet because I feel like I haven't got through the basic one yet. But if I do get deeper into that one, so yeah. But again, as I was just saying, it's just like it'd be really great to maybe find enough people who have an interest. Of a particular platform or something to sort of foster, more of that kind of, innovation and stuff, and both hardware and software. I think there's a lot of potential for that stuff. And, I mean, there are a lot of smart guys around here, a lot smarter than I am. I'm just sort of a guy who's figuring out things as I go along. But as far as engineers and people who really have the know-how and the history with this technology, so this area, Boston's not, short of people capable of doing that kind of stuff. It's just a matter of getting people together and discover them. So Yeah, so it was a good event. It was nice to be able to get that going, and I really would encourage people to try it in your own towns. I mean, this is just a couple of guys, who got together and just said, let's try this out, but yeah, you never know, but there's, I mean, we're all in different parts of the country and stuff, and in the world for that matter. But yeah, if you really have, maybe a couple of friends who are in your area who are into that thing, you might be able to find that there's a potential for growing some there. Even better luck than we're having. I mean, we're keeping at it, and we're going to be persistent. We're not giving up, but it's wasn't because do you start spending money on this? It's the whole, it's just for fun. But if nothing else for us, it's just like, this is a great chance to just kind of get out of the house,
get together,
geek out with some friends, with some like-minded people, even if it's just a handful of guys, or whatever that show up. So I had a great time. I was really glad to do it, and I certainly would do it again, and will do it again. Like I said, October 19th. So save the date and start thinking about that. If you guys are in the area, we had some people from Connecticut come. There's actually a guy even, some New Hampshire. We had a couple people who actually they drove a legitimate distance to get to us, which was very, it was very nice to see that. So there's that interest, and I mean, I would gladly drive an hour myself to a place. If there was some other event that was doing what we're doing or something like it, that's this focus, I would definitely do that myself. That's just
for a day event, something like that. I would say a couple hours would be my max. But PRGE, I drive 10.5 hours one way.
Now, okay, I don't know if this is like a weird time space thing going on here, but has it actually been a full year since the last PRGE, or was it
very close? So last year was in October,
6 months ago. When I met John Champ, I go because he was the one that brought some of those
Champ games,
right? I met him in Connecticut. He was flying out like in a couple of days or something to do that. And he brought some of my things out for Intellivision. I think it was Intellivision Revolution, right? Wasn't it their table that they had to put a couple of things out there?
I can't remember which table. I know they had some stuff on the table. They had some at the Camp Games booth.
It's just hard to
he brought stuff for me.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from you.
That's right. Exactly. He had a couple of things. So it was really nice of him to do that, but it's just crazy to think that it's been a full year since that get together happened.
About a month and a half.
It was like 6 months ago, maybe 9 months, but not a full year. So
yeah,
I was like, time dilation going on or something.
So I forgot to talk about it, but I'm excited because I've had my hotel reservation since we found the date. I just recently this week got my car rental secured. Everything's kind of getting real. So it's less than a month. At the end of this month was it 27th, 8th, 9th, and 30th. And I'm going one day late because it's my daughter's 9th birthday. And I normally would leave Thursday. So all day Thursday, we're having her party. Her birthday's midweek. We're having it the weekend before. Okay. And then all day on her birthday, I take the kids and we spoil them from the time they wake up until the time they go to bed. They pick where we eat, what we do. We go shopping. We take family pictures. It's like a big event. So I could never miss that. But I'm going to drive up really early on Friday, and I'll just be there a little bit late. Thursday's not really a big deal. The main day is Saturday and then Sunday. So, but I'm excited, and I'm in that mode where I've got a bunch of stuff to take up there. I plan on buying a bunch of stuff. I've got some videos. I forgot to talk about that as well. I'm going to be posting videos on that Friday. What is it? The 27th. Mm-hmm. And all of the Intellivision Revolution game releases for the show. I have everything in hand. I'm putting together videos, and they're going to come out that Friday. So make sure everyone check them out.
That's cool. Yeah, that's awesome. That makes me think about it. It's really tough for me to imagine going there myself because just the distance and the cost and everything. But it does make me wonder if it would make sense to find someone who's got a booth there already that maybe I could just send stuff to, obviously, and give them obviously the commission or whatever it is for that. But just maybe that would be a more cost-effective way of just sending some products out there to get a presence without necessarily.
Well, I did have some cards and a little sign thing, and some of your, oh boy, what are they called? I just had a brain fart.
Oh, the
couplers.
Yeah.
I did show them last year, and there was some discussions on them. So I'm sure that, some people, I don't really have any space to sell anything, but I throw that out there.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm just thinking if I could find, I figure there's someone who's already got me a booth and they got some space to just throw them out there kind of a thing. It's not, not necessarily actively market the product as much as just having a presence there. But I'm
sure that I can bring one of my MCPs and, find my couplers and at least show it off and I have a couple business cards here. that I could
Yeah.
throw down as well. I'm sure that they would let me just throw it there on one of the consoles.
That's
That
cool.
we
Yeah,
set up
maybe
a lot of
we can do
consoles
that.
and TVs.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, because I'm just like, I'd love to go at some point just for the fun of it. But all right, see you, man. Like I said, hopefully I'll see you at the actual event. So
Yeah, thanks for stopping in, Hoff. Good to see you.
absolutely.
And be watching your mail for tomorrow because you're going to get a copy of Caverns of Mars. It says tomorrow.
That's awesome.
First giveaway. It's kind of excited. It feels good to give something away. He was excited to win it. So we'll see how that goes. Well, did you guys take a group picture this time?
I don't think we did. No, because people kind of came and went. That's the thing. It wasn't like everyone was there at the same time. But
the last one or the first one, you guys took a group picture, and that was really cool
the first
to see.
one. That was definitely that was a great turnout for that first event and stuff. And some of the guys have come back this time, but it's like, but not all of them came back the last time. The last time was kind of like, it was even like, that was a little disheartening. I felt like it was almost like less people showed up after the second. We were like, wait a minute, shouldn't we at least have more people than the first one? But again, it's just always like, even like this weekend turned out to be, I didn't realize because of the long weekend that maybe some people couldn't have made it just because of
what is PRGE? I'm not familiar with that one.
Is that the one that's in New Jersey? I think that
I personally have only been to PRGE. I wanted to go to some of these expos and shows for years. I just never made it happen. And this will be my third one in a row going to PRGE. Vancouver. I have not been.
No. I don't think
but I do want to branch out and start going to a few. I know there's something about an hour and a half north of me. They do it in December. Okay. I also do, some high-level RC racing, and I used to run tracks. And last year I saw that place, and I was going to go and get some footage, but I had a big race, a point series race, and I couldn't make it. So it's on my radar for this year. Midwest Gaming Classic. I was going to take the whole family there. That's a pretty cool show. I seen people in videos. Some of my friends went, and some other friends are going to go. But I'm in the middle of a house expansion, and it's probably not going to start until right as winter ends, and I'm not going to be able to go in the middle of that. So I'm probably not going to take the family to that until the following year. But I do want to start at least once every couple years going to another show. PRG is always going to stay, but I would like to branch out and go to some other stuff. And because of you, I've even thought about, we actually have maybe 5 to 10 people within an hour and a half to 2 hours max from, big collectors, people involved in the community. And I thought about doing something, organizing or helping organize something like what you're doing, and, find a place somewhere and bring a bunch of stuff to show off. I mean, I have like maybe a half a museum worth of stuff. And I'm talking about, all consoles, all gens. I could bring a good amount of stuff. I know there's a lot of other people that can bring stuff and just have a fun day to hang out. Bring more people in. They can play these things, see about it. You can sell a few things, just something like what you're doing. I think it'd be cool. It'd be fun. It's not about a big show. It's about a group a gathering and having a fun day.
Right, exactly. The idea of making a formal convention or anything like that's way too. I don't have time for that kind of a thing. But just a space and just mostly get the word out to people to just come check it out, come hang out, and let's just like geek out on some some classic games and stuff. So very cool. Yeah,
definitely. Well, next time, try to get a group picture, especially if it's just like the main guys there.
I know I'm so bad about taking this stuff because I get into the middle because you get to talking to people and stuff and having conversations.
Believe me, I get it.
Ideas, so it's
But that one, because when you got Opcode Games, Tim Duarte, yourself, and whoever else is there, that's great to post up on that. Get more people. Hey, I know that guy, and go check it out.
Yeah,
it's good to post things. A quick. Couple pictures or a group picture. It's always great to see. It gets more people excited to go.
Yeah, exactly. And it's trying to find that, like that right messaging and of course the right channels to get to people, which you're right. You had a good point though, about the idea of like finding like nearby towns and stuff and mentioning to a more broad audience because I feel like we're hitting all the niche groups and telling about it, but I understand we're all over the place. I know that 99% of the people in these groups that I'm probably talking to are in another state or another country. So I know that it's just like you're throwing up mud, but even then I still feel like it's just a fraction of that group is going to be able to make it. But if there's another way to reach like larger, broader audiences of people who just like video games or something like that, could find something appealing about that, and hopefully draw them in. So
yeah, you're going to get in these groups. You're going to have a few people that are in that area, and if they can go, I'm sure they'd go. But if you post when you already got kind of a core, and you post in those town or city groups, there's thousands upon thousands of people. Oh, I like games. I'll go check that out. I mean, it's free. What do they have?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah, anything else that you can think of, or
no, I think that's.
Did you guys do any kind of giveaway or?
Yeah, Tim did some. He had some posters. He was doing some giveaways with that stuff, but it really never I don't think the giveaway thing really even sort of panned out, because it was like it's like so few people were there. It was sort of a thing, just kind of it wasn't really as big a thing to make a big deal about the giveaway as much as that. So. Plus, it's like I think people are kind of coming and going, so but Tim did a really good job with like I said, he did bring some things he was able to give out. He also did like a mailing list. He took I don't think everyone left their email address, but most people left their email address, so we could basically be more of a tailored message to the people that are obviously who have made it and know who we are now, and that this is a real thing, and again that there's nothing shady about it. We're just, some guys here to talk about
getting together, playing some games, having a swap meet. Were there any consoles or computers set up for people to try that walk through?
Yeah, I brought my Vectrex. I thought
nice.
And I had the Pytrex in it, so I was playing like Bad Apple. Kind of had the demo running for that, and then also just of course they give you a multi-cart, so people play games. So there was that. That's Eduardo also brought he brought a couple of Colecos. One that had that new super game module that he's developed. And so he was demoing that as well. And then Tim someone recently, the latest game he's selling for the Odyssey 2 is a Wordle game. It's actually the Wordle on the Odyssey, which is kind of cool because it uses the keyboard. So you get the game, you get 5 letters, or 5 blanks. You type in what you think the word is, and whatever letters are right, kind of like a Mastermind, but with words. Right, and you have so many attempts to try to whittle down to figure out what the word is, and I think the game has like 1,000 different 5-letter words in it because it was just able to use the Odyssey can't hold a lot of storage. I think it's 16 kilobytes. Yeah. I think it's capped at 16 kilobytes, which is pretty
not very big.
No, it's not. But thankfully, text is pretty efficient, so they could fit quite a few words in there. So it was a really good game, though. So, yeah.
So you have a backbit, right?
Yes, I do.
You have the Intellivision version, or is it just the other one?
I only have the Intellivision. Well, no, actually, I take it back. I actually did buy the various other sleeves for the systems that I have because, as you know, the Intellivision sleeve, I want to make more of them for the different systems as well, like the 2600 and the Coleco, etc.
Did I buy that yet?
Yeah, you have one.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm getting ready to try my backbit. But my point was, you have a backbit. We can get a lot of Intellivision games. I think, probably not until another month or so, but maybe I'm going to send you an Intellivision console, and you can, if you're not afraid to use your backbit, and to have on display there, and people can try some Intellivision games.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like I brought mine, although it was acting weird yesterday or the Saturday. I had brought my Intellivision. I had to plug it back to make sure that nothing bad happened to it, but I brought one of those like an LCD televisions, but it's a 4:3 ratio one of those, like I think it was a Sylvania or something. But anyway, it for some reason was working with the composite signal from my Intellivision flashback, but when I plugged my Intellivision Sears composite out into it, it wasn't getting the picture. But I'm thinking it's the television. It's an untested. It was a television I just got recently for cheap, and I was like, and it looked like it was in good shape, and the picture was good. But yeah, something happened. So anyway,
the Crosley. So Crosley makes a retro TV. I have 2 of them. Man, they're not easy to come by because they haven't sold them for a while, but they are great, and they have all the different connections, and they have the 4:3 aspect ratio, so you're not all stretched out.
Yeah,
I love those things.
These
if you can find one local, that you can usually find them cheap. If you can find one like on Facebook Marketplace, those are great retro TVs.
Yeah, so I'm trying to. I might even have it right here. Let's see if I got it. Do I have it right here? No, thought I had it nearby. Anyway, but yeah, it's a good let me put it this way. I have a couple of them actually now because I get them for you find for $10. Like I can't say no to a 20-inch LCD screen that's 4:3 ratio. It's just because. Yeah. But I just bought the one. I got it and it was pretty cheap and stuff. But I didn't really test it before I brought it. And I mostly checked it out when I see that, on like TVN, you could see that it had like a good static picture, and you could see clearly it says video 1. Like everything looked like it's pretty much in good shape. But I will admit, when I plugged in the flashback, it had a little bit of a noise to it. Like it seemed a little bit fuzzy. So I don't know, maybe it's just a bad one. But I've got several others that are actually really good shape too, and they look great. So. But you're right though, as far as that, so I would bring my Sears and I hook it up because I bring my couplers so people could try out, like play Advanced Dungeons and Dragons with the coupler, and Tron Deadly Discs and things like that. So yeah, it's, for sure. But that's kind of what we were trying to do, is bring the different systems for people to try out. And
that's really cool because people can come in, just walk through, not have anything, and try different consoles. A lot of people love doing that. Last thing, what was I going to say? I just lost my train of thought. Oh, if you could send me, before I go to PRGE, like something that fits on, a sheet of paper, all the things for Intellivision that you sell. Yeah. And I'll put, maybe put your card on it or the website and the Facebook thing, and I will set it there with the Intellivision console, and I will bring my MCP and my couplers, kind of little something to set there with it. So cool. If you could give me that information, I'll put that up there at PRGE at the Intellivision booth. I know they won't have a problem with a sheet of paper. Yeah, that sounds awesome. No, that'd be greatly appreciated. That was really just give me that information, and I'll do it. I can pack it up and send you some stuff. All right. Well, awesome. Thank you for coming on once again. It's always great to have you on. Today we had you on twice. Next time, take a group picture. Yes, I know. Gosh darn it, I know. Yeah, you're right. So, all right, we'll do. And this is like October, so we got a little bit of time to plan for it. So, yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for hanging out. All right. Thanks for coming on, Caleb. All right. See ya. All right. Bye. All right. Always great to have on, Caleb. And thank you to Russ as well. What a fun show. Definitely got to hear some stuff. I'm really looking forward to hearing what they're working on. But that's going to do it for tonight's show. Please give it a like if you haven't already, and sub if you're new here. Welcome, first of all. And we put out Intellivision content just about every day. And for a few months, it has been every day. So if you like Intellivision content, give me a sub. We're getting close to that 500 mark. We're going to do a big giveaway, giving away Intellivania. So that's going to be a fun giveaway as well. It's a hard game to get. It's a great game. So next week, we have episode 34, and that's going to be same time, same place. We're going to have on DJC. We're going to have on Cyrus. We're going to have on PJ Smith. We're going to continue some gameplay. We're going to spin the wheel. Whatever game it lands on, we're all going to play. So that was a lot of fun last time. We're going to do it again. It's been 5. Next week will be 5 weeks. So we're going to try to do that once a month or so, whenever everyone's free. So with that, good night, everyone. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next week. And watch for that 500 sub giveaway video. That's going to be coming sometime between tonight and the next day or two. So we'll see you guys soon. Good night.